Welcome. We are here today around the city with Danny and Mimi. Mimi, you know what time it is? It's Christmas time.
It's party time.
Okay.
It's party time.
It's party time.
Christmas is party time.
Okay, I like it.
It's a celebration of family, unity, and giving, and belief, and the joy of Christmas.
I like it. I like it. It's all the lights that are up downtown, all the lights that are up everywhere, toys in every store, just like the songs go, right? Joy, love, and
peace.
Yes. Goodwill towards all. Mm-hmm. Okay, and now right into crime prevention.
What a combination. The joy of Christmas, peace, harmony, and now crime prevention. That was pretty good, Danny.
Yeah,
I like that. That went right on time. Go ahead, Danny.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I did that just for you. And really, I just want to do a quick little update on crime prevention. You know, we are ramping back up for this year. There's going to be some windows open for applications and for all of our programs and organizations that do service our community, and they do, they have different initiatives within the scope of their projects and curbing crime, and that is something that we're going to focus on next year. Of course, the windows will be opened up for application. We'll have dates coming up in the next show, so we want to make sure that we keep a lookout for that. But anyway, that being said, I do want to thank all the organizations who are right now, okay, there are groups right now doing something right now, helping a child stay off the street, and that is something that we need to keep in mind. You know, whenever something happens and you see something on the news or you hear of an incident and crime related, the first place that our citizens want to go is, well, let's go to our law enforcement. And people forget. There's a long road between, that individual committing that crime. Police, really, people forget. They're there to apprehend the people who commit crimes after the fact. That's really what they're there to do. There are so many things that happen, whether it's the situation at home, education, and there's just so much that happens in between that people don't talk about, and that is what a lot of those organizations focus on, and that's why I'm excited to chair that board and to be a part of that. So anyway, now that we talked about Christmas and crime prevention, did you have something?
But just to clarify, when we're saying coming up next, we're talking about 2023 for crime prevention applications.
Yes.
We need to make that very clear.
Yes.
Because we need people to start knowing and start getting prepared. So we're talking about 2023
application process, and there is going to be there are going to be a couple of workshops that we're going to be. I've spoken with, for example, like Wayne Hales, right, from the Echo Latino Courier, Echo Latino, and so the workshops that we're going to do, really, they're to just educate some organizations to let them know that this grant money is out there. There's funding, and it's $750,000 that will be awarded. And so we're just excited about that. So yes, but thank you for clarifying there, Mimi.
Yeah, we need to make sure so that we get it. And too, the exciting thing for 2023 is we're going to do more episodes of the show, and we're going to bring all types of different organizations, restaurants, different things from around the city. The beginning, we started, it was a test drive. We see that people like it. So 2023 will be the year of around the city.
And before I forget, the police department has asked for the special announcement. You're going to go do that announcement on pedestrians and.
Well, I'm going to talk about pedestrian, but you have a separate little annountment, don't you?
It was the announcement about we had there's been some incidents in town as far as some hit and runs on Veterans Parkway and Victory Drive as well. In our and some of the victims have been members of our Latinx community, and there's really not been any communication. And really all we can do at this point is to just ask if there's any information out there that you can give, to help our law enforcement in the investigations, please, don't be afraid. Just call and just let somebody know. If you see something, say something. And other than that, please be safe. The streets out there, especially at night. Mimi, go ahead.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about, the pedestrian. Not just only the Latino community, the community as a whole, not only those two quarters that you mentioned, it's all over the city because off of Veterans Parkway and Whittlesey Road, that's a dangerous part too for people crossing the street. Here's what we need to be mindful of. We always tend to blame the driver, but the pedestrian is just as valuable to the safety. A lot of times when individuals are walking, because we don't have streets, we don't have sidewalks in all part of our city, but that's the way it was designed years ago. And as new development come, that's changing because sidewalks are very expensive and very difficult, and we're talking about a lot of miles. But people also need to respect the drivers, just like the drivers need to respect the pedestrian. I can tell you several times, even last night, I'm driving and those LED light brights are hitting your face. You're driving, the lights are hitting your face, and next thing you know, that car passes by me and there's a pedestrian crossing the street, dressed all in black. Nothing to reflect lighting on the person, no bright colors, anything. Lucky I was going slow. So a lot of these incidents that are happening is not people, drivers driving too fast or neglecting. It's the fact that we need a cooperation between both the pedestrian and the automobile to be careful because we're having too many of those incidents. I know I lived in Wisconsin and Chicago, and we had something called jaywalking. You used to get a ticket for crossing the street, not where you were supposed to, Danny.
Did you ever get a ticket for that?
No, I got a lot of parking tickets.
Let's not talk
But they
about
were
that.
under my dad's name, so
Let's definitely not
that
talk
was
about
one
that.
of my childhood ones. But just want to ask the public, ask everyone, please be more careful. It's the seasons. People are rushing. Society today is not a slow pace, it's a fast pace. We want everybody to be safe and have a wonderful, joyful holiday with their friends. So we're asking you, please, watch before you cross the street. And drivers, be a little more cautious, especially if you get these bright LED lights that blind you at night. And I'm not against the lights. They're pretty cool LEDs. But when you're driving, oh my God, they can be so interesting, Danny.
Nothing is worth getting to where you're going faster. You get an extra, speeding is, I think it was said, you get there an extra 2 or 3 minutes prior to the time you were thinking about getting there. So nothing's worth that, folks. Take your time, okay? Take your time, get there. And really, that brings the next segment of the show to somebody who's extremely important, somebody who I respect and admire very much, somebody who is my tia. In Spanish, that is the word for my aunt. And in the Latinx community, I'm just letting you know, a tia, an aunt, is somebody who always has good advice, usually. Usually always has good advice, is always there, and always there when you need someone to listen. And so I have, I can't not mention that a lot of folks know the big news, and it's a happy thing what's happening. And Mimi Woodson, you have served your community here in Columbus, Georgia, for so many years, and you've done such a wonderful job. 28 years of service, and that's 28 years of your emails blowing up, your phone blowing up, at all hours of the day, all hours of the night. And I'm just excited. Please tell us about what's happening this month, Mimi. Tell us.
Well, it's exciting. This month I will be retiring. Thank you, Danny. First, thank you, Danny, for everything. I truly appreciate you. I've always admired you from the first day, that we met. Being your tia is an awesome thing to be. Because I have the pleasure to see you develop in our community. I have the pleasure of being by your side, getting to know your wonderful wife and children. The first time I went to your Thanksgiving dinner, I'll never forget. It was amazing. I felt right at home when I walked in the door. It was a sense of family and unity, and I want to say thank you to you about that. It's time for me to retire after 28 years. I feel I started this. It was Christian based. I wanted, so it wasn't like something to do on my list as we all create. And I just go by my spiritual feelings, and it's time. The Bible says 7 is completion, and this is my 7th term. And I feel that my slogan was always, Danny, when I would do speeches and things like that, always was, if you believe in yourself and you believe in God, anything is possible, because I'm living testimony of it. And my reason for saying that is because I'm a Latina, I'm a woman, I lived in Columbus 2 years, I have college but didn't complete it, and I was elected to office. Now, to me, that's a miracle, and that's God's work. And what I wanted to be an instrument was to encourage people to follow their dreams, that it's possible. Even if a door gets in the way and it's closed, you can knock on it again, or you could go around it. But never give up on your dreams and hopes. Don't be afraid, Danny. If you feel something in your heart and you want to do it and it's going to help others, go for it. Because if it's for you to do, Danny, no man can stop it. And I'm that living testimony. And so, what you want from me? I don't know what else to say.
Tell us, how about this? How about you
Okay.
walk us through, think back, the very, very beginning. What was going through your mind when you said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. Tell us the history. Tell us, give us a glimpse into the beginnings of this career.
Well, first of all, Danny, I made my decision based in a church, a preacher speaking about how God all uses us, and that's another story for another, but just to get you a point there, short term. And when he said that and the things happened in the church, I went home and I told my husband, I don't know, I feel something in my spirit. I need to do something. So when I decided to run, I actually did it as a joke, because I didn't think I was going to win. I was a woman, I was Latina, I only lived here 2 years, and my oppositions were 2 gentlemen. One was born and raised here, and one was raised here. So I really didn't think I had a chance to win, but I wanted to be obedient to God, because I felt like, if I don't do this, he's gonna get me good. Okay. So I did it, and when I was running, a lot of things happened, good and bad things, and a friend of mine that was a very close friend of mine was walking the streets with me. I had told her, I said, you know what, we're not gonna win, but I kind of like this and I want to help people in the future. So maybe we need to really study this politic thing and let's go for it. Because the only reason I had always voted was because I felt I was a woman and it was my right and it was my time to voice my opinion. So I actually started it as a joke, not thinking I was gonna win. And when I did win, it was so funny because I was coming off the elevator, and on the other side of the elevator was my daughter, and it was the media and everyone there, and they're on the other side, And I walk out, and my daughter says to me, "Mom, you won." And the first thing that came out of my mouth was, "Oh, hell, what do I do now?" Because I didn't, I didn't. It was so funny.
Okay.
And then here we are, 28 years later. And I loved every moment of it. It has had its good moments and its bad, but I have loved every moment
Will
of
you
it.
tell us a couple memories that, you'll never, things that you'll absolutely never, ever forget? It's great. There are great stories to hear. I mean, that's really, what it's about. So yeah, share with us.
One that I really in particularly remember when I first was campaigning was that my daughter and I were in Oakland Park, and we were knocking on doors, and we stopped at this house. And at this house, this gentleman had just finished baking a cake. And he brought my daughter and I a piece of cake and a glass of milk, and he told us sit, and we sat in the curb and we had it, and I kept telling him, "No, I gotta go. And he was like, "No, you have a piece of cake." So I'll never forget that. And that was, I think, a great experience, not only for me, but my daughter also, to see the kindness of people when we were campaigning. Another great moment is when you put smiles on people's faces, that's really important to me. You see people that feel that there's no hope, there's no future, and you make them have a great time, make their dreams come true. To me, that's a really exciting and important thing. Danny, the most exciting memories for me is projects that took 4 to 5 years to complete and finally see them, like the Brown Avenue Bridge, like Walmart, and now this milestone, I didn't think I would see it in my time, is to see the city to take over the Liberty Theater. That's amazing, and I need to publicly thank those individual citizens that were behind it to bring it back, because without the buy-in of the community and the community standing, it wouldn't happen. So I publicly want to acknowledge Pastor Adrian Chester, because he brought us all together, to re-look at it. He gave us back that hope that it can be done. And with his leadership and the new board at the Liberty Theater, we're gonna save history. So that's very exciting for me. And the other one is, I'm gonna nag them like crazy, is the South Lumpkin Road. I'm leaving, but I'm gonna be around because I need to make sure South Lumpkin Road is completed. And then some of them, I have tons, but we don't have time.
No, yes, we do have time. We're gonna take a break, right? And as soon as we come back from this break, we've got some more Mimi stories going on, so, right?
If you say so, boss.
Okay, all right, see you all in a little bit.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mayor Skip Henderson. No matter who we are, parents, business owners, faith leaders, teachers, vaccines help keep us healthy, so we're free to do the things we want to do. There are vaccines we need as adults to help protect us from shingles, pneumonia, and the flu. It's easy to find out which ones you need. Just ask your doctor or your pharmacist. I'm so proud of how we support each other in our community. So let's knock it out of the park. Join me in making sure that you're up to date on your adult vaccinations. When you're protected, our community is stronger.
Welcome back here to Around the City with Danny and Mimi, and look at all this wonderful festive. Just tell us about the festivities here.
Oh my God, yeah, I can tell you that this is our way of part of our way of celebrating Christmas. Besides, we have what's called pernil, which is like pork shoulder cooks, ajo con gandules, like rice with pigeon peas, pasteles, it's like meat pies almost. But we also like the fact of coquito, and that's what I have here for you. Coquito is like the Americans have the eggnog drink, I think, yeah, like the eggnog drink, but it's our style. And our style is made with coconut milk, coconut cream, carnation milk, vanilla, cinnamon, and the most important ingredient is rum.
Oh.
Yes.
Grab it
So,
here real quick.
let's have a taste. I hope you like it. It's a little surprise for you. Feliz Navidad.
I haven't
Danny.
tasted it already.
I know. He already cheated. Salud.
Salud.
What do you think, Danny?
Just as delicious as the last time I tasted it.
But you didn't taste mine.
No, I didn't.
This is mine.
Okay, no,
My
this
flavor.
is
This is my cooking.
that is delicious. That is delicious. And tell me exactly where we can possibly get some of that here in Columbus, Georgia.
That's going to be difficult unless you know a Latin family, someone Latin that makes them at home, because if you buy it bottle made, it doesn't taste the same. It's very different because they have to put extra chemicals and ingredients to preserve it. So it's better to get it from someone that you know, Hispanic, that knows how to make it, or we can get the recipe in next year's show. We can do a show on how to prepare for Christmas Latino way. I think that's a good idea.
Ooh.
We can bring in a
That is-
lechon, ajo con gandule, pasteles, guineitos. We can bring the coquito.
You know
Let's
what?
do that
I
for
have
next
never
year.
told you I make a Christmas punch every year.
Really?
It's yes, and you know, Dad's Cuban, Mom's Mexican,
Mm-hmm.
and I've grew up with eating both, you know, varieties of food. Yes, both varieties of food, and from my whole life, it was just absolutely delicious. So, Mexican food one day, Cuban food the next day, just back and forth. It's delicious. I had a delicious upbringing. Okay.
It sounds good, especially for people who like to eat like us.
But I have.
I love to eat.
Yes, food is the
I
best.
love to
Food is
eat.
the best thing on the planet. So I make a Mexican punch with like guayaba. You know what that is?
Oh, yes. And you do the guayaba limbes. Have you ever had a guayaba limbe?
No, but you
Oh
can
my
go ahead and tell me about
God,
that.
It's so good. It's just
Since
the-
you don't care about my Mexican
No,
punch.
keep going. I just thought, I just thought you said guayaba and
No, it's
my
delicious.
Mouth
My
got
mouth- yeah,
watery,
no.
and I said, oh my
It's
God,
so good.
limbes.
It's so good.
Okay,
No,
what else is in it?
Canepa.
Quenepa.
What you know about that?
Oh yes, in Puerto Rico we have quenepas.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you know what? Why don't you tell me about your little guayaba thing that you were going to say?
No, you finish your little Mexican drink. Punch.
Okay, so it's delicious.
Okay. What's all in it besides the guayaba?
Of cinnamon and
Okay.
and I'm you know.
You don't make it. Your mama made it, and you drank.
You're funny. You're funny.
And you drank it. Your mother made it, and you drank it.
I think somebody's been having a little too much coquitos this morning.
Oh no! You know I don't need no coquito to have these interesting conversation with you.
You know what I want to know?
What do you want
I
to
want to know some Christmas memories that you had growing up.
Oh, I had some great ones.
Can you do just one, or do you have to do like
Yeah.
25 of them?
Oh, hush.
Can you do just one memory?
Yes, yes.
One great Christmas memory.
Well, in Puerto Rico, we do what's called parrandas. And it's the same thing as in the American cultures, they call it Christmas caroling. But in the American culture, no more for you, Danny. In the
Why?
Christmas, in the Americans, you would see them with a book and they would sing in harmony and a cappella. But in the Puerto Rican style of Christmas caroling, which is called parranda, you used to have guitars. You would take kitchen pots and pans and what we call a güiro. I don't know what you call it in English, but it looks like wood and it's thin, and then you take a stick and you hit it and it makes noises like from a wood. But anyway, and in today's society, now we use more music, you know, instruments. Now we use trumpets, you know, we have all kinds of stuff. And we're going to show a little piece of a Puerto Rican parranda so that our viewing audience can see what a parranda is. It's a lot of fun. We go from house to house. It could be early, like when it first gets dark, or you can get someone knocking at your door at 3 o'clock in the morning. And usually the host will have like soup or snacks or drink to kind of, you know, feed these people that are singing and bringing the parranda so that they can get more energy to continue going to different houses.
Right, so they know they're expecting you.
People, People know that they can get a parranda. They're not expecting you.
Oh, so
It's a surprise. When they knock on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning, are you expecting somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning?
no, and that's really my
Be
question.
asleep.
I mean, you know, what would be super fun if we started doing that in Columbus, Georgia,
Oh my God.
knocking on people's doors at 2 or 3 in the morning with live music. I don't know how that would go.
I think in our community, people would accept it because they miss that part of home. Now, I know a group in Columbus that you're going to see in this picture. They do parrandas. The only thing is they schedule theirs. You know, we'll be in one family's house or another family, another family. But if you still want to feel that tradition, you know, them are the people to call because it's so much fun. And the sapongs, oh my God, that's good. Sapong is just soup, but it's made with different ingredients that Latino community uses. I'm gonna have to take you on a parranda.
So, moral of the story is that if someone knocks at your door at 2 or 3 in the morning, it might be Mimi Woodson. with the
Correct, with la parranda. Yes, with a parranda.
Very good. No, that's exciting. I remember growing up. One of my Christmas memories was, you know, I was born and raised in Los Angeles and that area in California, and then, you know, with my grandparents over there, I just remember just that feeling of family and closeness that we had. It was just
Yes.
it's such a wonderful feeling. Of course, with my smoking hot wife and my 4 children, we have.
Oh my God,
such
she's gonna kill you saying that on TV.
Okay.
Anyway, keep going.
She
Keep
is.
going.
She's hot. So we're, you know, we have a lovely Christmas. We have, you know, we just like the idea of making sure that we take time to be together and to share our time. And I know a lot of families, they you know, some goes here, some go there, but you know, there's something about the togetherness that always it was just the most important, more special.
And it wasn't always about gifts when we were
No,
growing
no,
up.
not
It
at all.
wasn't really about gifts. It was exactly what you said, the family coming together.
Sure.
Everyone cooked something to bring to taste their quality in cooking, and you laugh and you joked and you play games. Good old tradition of way of doing it. But in that note, I want to talk about something as we're talking about the holidays and stuff like that, Danny. You know, in Puerto Rico is Commonwealth to the United States. So in Puerto Rico now, we celebrate Christmas just the way you do here, with the trees and Santa Claus and ho, 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 because it's Commonwealth. But they still kept the tradition of the 3 kings, the coming of the 3 kings, and that's done in January 6th. And what happens is the kids take shoe boxes, and they put grass in it, you know, in the shoe box. Yeah, they put grass in the shoebox. I'm coming with it, Danny. Hang on. And then they put like milk and cookie and sometimes just water, depends, you know, on
Sure.
the child. And then what we used to do when we were little kids, we would either put it at the door or at the end of our beds. The box, the snacks, everything right there. And then the 3 kings would come when we were sleeping, and they would bring us a gift.
Oh.
And so now in Puerto Rico, what we do is we celebrate Christmas, but we also celebrate the 3 kings.
So 2 sets of
Oh, yes,
surprises.
party time. You get great gifts 2 times.
All right.
You get the American way, and then you get the Latino way.
Time to move to Puerto Rico, folks.
You could do that here too for your kids.
I
It'd be a
think you're
great
right.
tradition.
Yes, I think.
You know,
I think that's
that, you know, saying that, we're getting away so much from the tradition of Christmas. And we need to bring some of those traditions back. You know, in
I agree.
Italy, they have this, my sister-in-law's gonna kill me, but in Italy, they have this little doll that looks like a little witch, but she isn't a witch, but she's kind of dressed like it. And that's the way they kind of, I have to ask her, bring her on the show or bring somebody Italian on the show to talk about how they celebrate Christmas. But at Christmas time, they put this cute little witch on a little broom in the house.
Is it like a witch on the shelf?
No,
Like
not
a elf on the shelf?
necessary. No, and they put the candles and they put the stars and
Okay.
like wish upon us stuff.
Okay.
Oh
okay,
Lord, I
okay,
can't even sing. But you know what? That would be a good show.
Okay.
Get different cultures of the different ways they celebrate the holidays.
Very good.
Then we all can learn from it. What do you think about that, Danny?
I think it's time to talk about the snacks.
Okay. I love Christmas,
I
Danny.
know,
You
it's
just
so-
spoiled it.
No,
Well,
I-
the snacks today, just to make Danny happy, we have pastelillo, which is a pastry, and it has filling in it. You can put pineapple filling. You can put your guayaba. Guayaba is my favorite. It's a fruit. We're gonna have to bring a guayaba once and show people what that is.
Okay.
And then it's covered with powdered sugar. And then what we have here is called tornito, and it's pastry paste. But
So you lift
inside
it.
we have like, oh, you wanna lift it?
Yeah.
Inside we have like creamy, like a cream filled. You could do it in chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla.
Uh-oh.
And then yes, and this is quesito over here. And quesito is you take cream cheese and sugar, and you mix the batter together. It's really good. And then you take the pastry, you put it in there, and then you put honey and brown sugar, and it is so good. This is called fattening food and lots of sugar. This is bad, like for me, because I'm a diabetic. But you know what I do, Danny? I eat half and drink a 16-ounce bottle of water, and I'm happy.
It evens out.
It evens out,
Okay.
so I can eat everything I want. And then today, I found this, and I brought this to you, Danny. I want you to take it to your wife. It says Feliz Navidad. It's a little cookie jar.
Feliz Navidad. Thank you for that.
Yes,
And
yes.
you know what?
But
Why don't you tell us about the Spanish word of the day? Getting into what you just said.
okay, well, the Spanish day of the word, we're gonna say hermana, which means sister.
Hermana,
Hermano,
hermano.
which means brother. And we're gonna put it into a short sentence so that our audience can tell their brothers or sister when they see them. Everybody knows Feliz Navidad y Próspero Año.
Yep.
Próspero Año is Happy New Year.
Right.
Feliz Navidad is Merry Christmas.
Right.
And I think everybody knows Jose Feliciano and his Merry Christmas song, because that's the best. But anyway, going back to it. So let's say you're my brother. I would come and say, Feliz Navidad, mi hermano,
Mi hermano.
you know, or you would say to me if I was your sister.
Feliz Navidad, hermana.
Right. And if it's New Year's, you would do the same, you know.
Yes.
Año Nuevo, Próspero Año Nuevo.
Prosperous New Year.
Yes, mi
Yes.
hermano.
Mi hermana.
Now you say it to me. I know it's tongue twisting.
Próspero año nuevo, mi hermana.
There you
Mi
go.
tía.
Hey,
Hey.
good job. So,
I speak Spanish. Why?
well, sometimes we both can trip up
Spanglish,
words.
yes.
We do Spanglish.
Yes, we'll have
because
a
when
next
you're-
Spanglish lesson.
Yes, because see, you were born here, and your parents are Latino descent.
Yes.
I was born in Puerto Rico, but my parents are Latino descent, but I was raised in the United States. So because of traditions and because of other things that happen in the world, you always don't learn all the kids don't know Spanish, all the kids can read it, all the kids can write it. That's, the downfall and the good
Sure.
part both. So that's why a lot of young Latinos speak Spanglish now.
Spanglish. Well, you know what?
Spanglish.
I will add to that. I will say this. I'll say this. Yes, I'm a first generation American, but you know what?
A proud one.
Very proud. But we spoke Spanish in the house growing up. So when I was that was my first language, and seeing as how that was my first language, you had some folks asking my parents, well, but he's going to be going to school, so you really want to start teaching? No, I'm telling you, the kids will learn English in school. I promise. Speak Spanish at home, and give them that skill. Grow and cultivate, nurture that skill that you started, that natural skill of speaking, your language at home, because they will learn English in school.
And it's funny you said that, because when I was growing up, we spoke only Spanish in the house, but when we would leave the house, we were only allowed to speak English, not Spanish. Because at the time that I was, I'm not gonna, well, I could tell my age. Back in the 60s, in the 70s, we had a lot of racial situation and things like that. So our parents will make us speak Spanish at the house, but when we went out of the house, we only spoke English. So we were able to learn, both. And I think you're right, we can learn more languages, because when I served in the military, no, I take that back. When I've been in council, we had a council member, Jack Rogers, and he went to Edgewood Baptist Church. And we went on a missionary trip to Romania. And do you know that the kids in Romania can speak up to 5 different languages? Wow. So our children have the capability, we just don't encourage them to. But anyway, that's another topic for another day. But, we can talk about our culture in a show, because it's very unique and different with all the different cultures within the Latino community.
Yes, I agree,
Okay.
100%. You know what?
Sobrino.
Before we I just want to ask you personally. I want to ask you, as far as your very, very rewarding career in serving our community. Okay, I want to ask you, what do you think you're going to miss the most after you retire?
What am I going to miss the most? There's so much I can miss. I'm going to miss the fact of putting hope, in people's lives. I'm going to miss working with my colleagues. At times we knocked heads, but we did pretty good. I'm going to miss the events. But then on the other hand, I'll be okay, because my Latino community tells me quite often, hey, Mimi, you don't ever come to parties because I'm so busy, but now I get to do that. But I'm going to miss being part of the change in Columbus. And that part saddens me, but the other part is, I'm going to do some things in the community.
Well, we're all very, very, very excited, and we're all very, very thankful for your service.
Thank you.
And I'm anxious to see what you're going to do next.
Ooh, ain't you?
Because everybody knows that Mimi's not going to stop. And so, from every citizen in Columbus, Georgia, and surrounding counties, and the state of Georgia, as the first elected Latina official, yes?
Yes, and city council, yes.
Yes, we want to, and
the
from the
longest.
bottom of all of our hearts, we want to say thank you very much for all of your service.
Well, thank you for your support, and to the community, thank you for all your support. I thank my Almighty God for giving me that opportunity to serve His people, and to be able to encourage and open doors for others to serve their community and make their wishes come true. So always remember, believe in yourself, believe in God, and anything's possible. Oh, he did it! Yay!
And, wow.
You
and
said, let me fix
Stop,
it.
no.
Fix it, bring it a little bit
Where's yours?
Let me get it real quick. Hold on, let me run.
You've got to see this before you go.
Okay.
You've got to see this.
Okay.
Ho. Oh my goodness.
A little bit down more.
No,
yes,
stop.
Like that. That's how Santa Claus
Don't
wears
touch
it. Look
my
at
hat.
our new, young, and improved Santa Claus before he gets old. Open them eyes. Look how handsome. Oh, isn't my nephew so
my
handsome?
goodness.
Oh, I love it.
Folks, thank
You're
you for
amazing.
being with us today. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Yes, thank you. Around the City with Danny and Mimi. We will be back again soon.
Yes.
And we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas and an absolutely safe and wonderful New Year. And thank you again, Mimi Woodson.
Feliz Navidad y próspero año. De nuestra casa a su casa.
See.
I love you did it. Yay! Bye.